The piercing scream shattered the calm of the community pool, echoing off the deck like nails on a CHALKBOARD. Margaret Hutchinson, face flushed a furious red, clutched her phone with trembling hands. Yes, 911. There's a man here threatening me. He's refusing to let me into my own community. Will I pay my dues? This is assault. Her voice was high and trembling with manufactured distress, but her eyes burned with fury. I stood calmly, clipboard in hand, watching a full-grown woman have an all-out tantrum. Just behind me, barely in view, stood Marcus Chin, my attorney. His phone was up, recording every melodramatic second. Margaret had no idea, which made it even better. Let me take a step back. My name is David Martinez, and 3 months ago, I became the youngest HOA president in the history of Willowbrook Estates. What I inherited was a disaster. Thanks to the former president, none other than Margaret herself. For 5 years, she ruled the HOA like a petty queen, playing favorites, ignoring rules, and treating the community pool like her own private spa. My first move: enforce the rules she'd long neglected. I sent notices to those behind on dues, clearly posted pool guidelines, and suspended privileges for chronic violators. Margaret, at the top of the list, she owed $8,000 in unpaid dues and had 17 documented violations, including after-hours parties, unauthorized guests, and verbally abusing the maintenance crew. The rules were posted in 3 spots around the pool, but Margaret was used to being above them. When she got her suspension letter via certified mail, she laughed. When I deactivated her key fob, she tried sneaking in behind other residents. When that failed, she began showing up during my volunteer pool monitor shifts testing me. Today, she pushed it further. She marched in with 6 guests, coolers, pool floats, and her signature smugness. David, she said sweetly, surely you'll make an exception for a founding member. My sister is visiting from out of state. I stayed professional. Sorry, Margaret. Your privileges are suspended until your dues are paid and the behavior agreement signed. Her expression twisted with rage. Listen here, you little power-drunk brat. I built this community before you were even born. I stayed cool. I'm just enforcing the bylaws you helped write them. Section 4, subsection 3. Her guests looked uncomfortable. One even tugged her arm. Maybe we should just go to the public pool. But Margaret wasn't backing down. This is discrimination, harassment. I'll have your job, David Martinez. The news, social media, everyone will hear about this. You have every right to speak out, I replied, glancing at Marcus, who subtly shifted to get the perfect angle of the meltdown. But the rules apply to everyone. That's when she lost it. She flung down her beach bag and pulled out her phone. Fine. You want to play games? I'm calling the cops. You're threatening me. I haven't touched you, I said, calmly noting the situation in my log. Just documenting the incident, required by HOA protocol. Liar, she shrieked, then turned back to her phone. Hello, police. There's a man here who won't let me in. He's aggressive. I fear for my safety. Marcus quietly shifted, again, making sure to film the full 5-foot gap between us and my relaxed posture. She kept going. He's blocking me. He's intimidating me. I have witnesses. Her guests backed away in embarrassment. 10 minutes later, 2 cruisers arrived. Officers Patricia Williams and James Thompson stepped out, looking like they'd seen one HOA drama too many. What seems to be the problem? Officer Williams asked. Margaret launched into her sob story with fake tears. He's discriminating against me. I pay dues. He's on a power trip. The officer nodded and then turned to me. I'm the HOA president, I said, handing her a manila folder. Miss Hutchinson's privileges were suspended for $8,000 in unpaid dues and repeated violations. She was notified by certified mail. Margaret went purple. That's a lie. I never got any letter. That's when Marcus stepped in. I'm Marcus Chen, attorney for the HOA. I've recorded the entire interaction. Would you like to see it? Margaret paled. You can't record me. That's illegal. Actually, Officer Thompson said, California allows recording in public areas with posted notices. This is legal. Marcus played the footage. Margaret's aggression, my calm responses, her 911 Lysol in HD. Officer Williams raised her eyebrows. Ma'am, you called 911 and falsely reported assault. That's a misdemeanor. But he was intimidating me. SHE stammered. Standing calmly in a public area is not intimidation, said Officer Thompson, falsely. Using emergency services is a crime. We could arrest you right now. Margaret's sister stepped forward. Please, we'll just leave. She's upset. Officer Williams gave Margaret one last warning. Call 911 with false claims again, and you will be arrested. Got it. Margaret nodded silently, rage replaced with fear. Officer Thompson added, if you have a dispute, follow proper legal channels. Don't cause scenes. After they left, Officer Williams pulled me aside. You handled that well. Keep documenting. People like her don't stop after one visit. And she was right. Over the next 2 weeks, Margaret escalated. She emailed the board dozens of times with wild accusations, posted rants on the neighborhood Facebook page, all removed for violating guidelines, and tried to start a recall. She got 3 signatures, her wine club friends. Everything was saved emails, posts, doorbell footage. We built a solid case at the next HOA meeting. Margaret stormed in with a few supporters. I motioned to remove David Martinez as president. She declared, You can't, I said. You're not in good standing. You're not even allowed here. It's a public meeting. Actually, Marcus said, standing. It's a private HOA meeting for members in good standing. You're trespassing. Then I dropped the bombshell. Based on your harassment, the false 911 call, and continued disruptions, the board has voted to pursue a restraining order. The room erupted. Some applauded. Others gasped. Margaret froze. You can't do that, she yelled. We already did, said Robert Kim, vice president. Unanimous vote. Marcus handed her a folder. You're being served a cease and desist. Any further contact with Mr. Martinez or interference will result in legal action. I added, we'll also be placing a lien on your property for unpaid dues and fines. We've been patient. That patience is over. Margaret scanned the room for support, but even her friends looked away. This isn't over, she shouted. I'll sue you all. We look forward to it, Marcus replied with a smile. Judges love video proof of false police reports. 2 weeks later, her attorney contacted us. After reviewing the evidence, he advised Margaret to drop everything and comply. The legal costs alone would ruin her, never mind the criminal charges. At a special meeting the following month, the community voted to pursue full legal action. Margaret was banned from all HOA property. The restraining order passed. She now owed over $15,000 in dues, fines, and legal costs. The final blow. Her employer, our local real estate firm, fired her. A realtor with a restraining order and 911 fraud on her record. Not a good look. Her license went under review. Standing in the HOA office with Marcus, I watched a moving truck arrive at Margaret's house. Word spread. She was selling, desperate to pay the bills. As the truck pulled away, I saw her in the front seat, shoulders shaking. She was beaten not by force, but by rules she once weaponized against others. She brought it on herself. Marcus said, and I nodded because it was true.